Hello lovely people, it's Cara here and I am so mad. So welcome back for another week of what I've been up to, and this week I thought I'd take a chance to bring you up to speed in a little bit more detail of some of the things I've recently made. Thank you for all the love on my recent videos. I have been sort of filming in advance for the last few weeks because I was in the Vendée and I had some other things on other than that. But today I'm videoing today. So I am coming to you almost live. It's so funny here. The weather has been 4 seasons in 1 week. Today it's bright sunshine, but last few days pouring rain. But literally 2 weeks ago, 35 degrees. So, and I'm in that week this week where you think summer, autumn, and you look in your wardrobe and you think, I actually literally can't wear this anymore. And I wore boots for the first time this week. Oh, which means I should have taken them to the bootmaker weeks ago to have them resold, etc., because the whole world will be having their boots resold. But anyway, I digress. So let me take you through some of the items I've been making, because I made a prolific amount just before I went on holiday. I'm not going to take you through them all because you've seen them on the footage, but I did just want to share a little bit of details of some of the items, and I thought I'd use my trusty friend here to show you, but I'll also pop some pictures in as well. So I hope you're keeping well, and welcome if you are new to my channel. It's absolutely lovely to have you here, and hello if you've been here for a long time. I very much appreciate your company. Don't forget you can also follow me over on Instagram, which is at @SoSoMad, and I'll pop that on the screen here now. And I'm just loving the community of my channel right now. So please, if you don't comment, then don't be shy. And if you hadn't subscribed, then please click the old subscribe button, because I'm loving watching my channel grow, because it means there's more of you with me, which is lovely. Let's talk about the Esti Fest, shall we? Oh my word. I have quite a few Estis in my collection. I am not going to lie. It is a collection of Estis. And last year I had a collection of sapphire trousers, which, if I'm honest, I don't know what I've done with, because they haven't made it into rotation this year at all, apart from the shorts that I wore and made out of the Joni fabric from Fabric Godmother last year. So at least this time next year, I will be able to open my wardrobe and go, ha ha, I have something for every day of the week, really. And I say that about all of my seasons. I do sew a vast amount. It is what I do for a hobby. And I genuinely am not sure how I would fill my time without my sewing in my life. And I consider myself quite lucky for that, because I'm not lounging about watching telly. I do wish that I was addicted to exercise, but I am back up and running. Literally, yesterday I did a 20-minute run for the first time in a long time, and you build up to that, and I put no pressure on myself to build up to that. But 2 years ago this week, I ran a 10k. 2 weeks ago, I couldn't run for more than a minute. Oh, well, yeah, half a minute, whatever. But so amazing. But I love what I do, but it does mean I have a wardrobe bulging full of me maids. Is this a problem? Not for me. But so the collection of Estis. So sitting in front of me here, which I'm going to have to put a picture in because you can't see it, is an Esti dress. And you're like, wait, what? There is no Esti dress. I made an Esti dress literally by extending down the length of the Esti top. So you got the traditional facing in here as usual, and then if I whiz it round, now this was a bit of a Cara hack. Sorry, it has been ironed, but it doesn't sit very well on my mannequin. And this mannequin actually was kindly gifted to me by one of my patients at work, and it is a 1960s-ish or 80s whatever mannequin, so it doesn't sit quite flat, but it's very usable. So what I did is I made the Esti as was, just extended it down to the length of the fabric I had, and I think in the pictures you can see it come to sort of mid-calf. And then what I did is I put it back on, and naturally it's not designed to be a dress, and I wanted it to be quite fitting but not so much, if that makes sense. I wanted basically, I was going to be in 35-degree heat, and I wanted a very simple dress that didn't really touch my body too much but didn't hang like a tent either. So what I did then was I basically put some very basic fisheye darts down the back of this dress, sort of basically here, and I completely eyeballed it. Nothing complex about this whatsoever. I then added some waist ties to give it some definition, so you can see those here, and I'm pretty pleased with the overall result. This fabric, I want to say Knighton Fabrics, but I'm not sure that's right actually. So if I've got that wrong, I'll put it on the screen here. It was a recent discovery of mine with the white linen and so on. I'm not sure I've got that right, but anyway. But yes, a very lightweight viscose fabric. You know, nothing too tricky about that whatsoever really, and I'm really pleased with it, especially because the reason I like the Esti so much is because the back is high, quite a lot on the Ogden camis and so on. You've got a lot of back on show. My back is not my favourite part of my body. I have a twisted back, and it's just you know how you have a bit of your body, I think I say this all the time, you have a bit of your body that you're not keen on, and for me, it is my back. So this is the Esti dress, big tick for me. Yeah, I wore it quite a lot on holiday. I did wear everything I took with the exception of this actually, and I'll talk about this at the end. I didn't wear this because it was too hot in the end, and I don't think I wore my sort of pyjama set either, sort of like a loungewear set I wear all the time. But let me switch over the model, and I'll tell you what else I've been up to. So, same fabric, different dress. I think I must have bought 3 meters of this green viscose, and I knew that I wanted to make the Stitchbird dress by Sewing Revival out of this lovely fabric. It's a really lightweight viscose, doesn't crease too much, it's been pretty friendly to work with and so on. I know viscose can be quite hard work sometimes, and I will say this fabric was great value. It was literally about £2.50 a metre, and sometimes that end of the price market can detract from the quality, but I didn't find that was the case this time, which was amazing. I love this dress. It's super simple to make. You've got a grown-on sleeve here, you've got a bust dart at the front, and then you've got this lovely pleat here, sort of a pin tuck, if you like, or a tuck here in the front, which gives lovely shaping. A very simple facing on it, and then if you turn it round, you've got this lovely, I'm not sure that, yeah, it does show up, you can see there's a sort of a crossover pleat at the back, and I just really enjoy this. And this is actually my most, sorry about the squeaking, this is my most more worn make on the holiday, because I literally chucked this over my swimming costume when we were going up to the pool, and then when I was sort of semi-dry, if you like, I actually chucked this back on again so that we could walk back to our accommodation and so on, and therefore it just got worn all the time. Super lightweight. I also made another one, and I think what I'll do is I'll put a picture of this one in, but let me just grab it for you. Sorry, I should have grabbed that before. Oh, so this is again Stitchbird dress. So I'll put photos in of this one, so that it's easier for you to see. But yeah, really nice, and I love the colours in this fabric. And I got this fabric from Barry's in Birmingham. That might have been 2 years ago, you know. I think it might have been 2 years ago, maybe last year. I think it was the year before, when I went up to the Birmingham rag market, and Barry's is just literally a few minutes walk from the rag market. So isn't that lovely? I'm just using up, or not using up, that's the wrong expression. I'm using and loving using the fabrics that I've had in my stash, and even just this morning I've cut out a few more fabrics, and in fact this fabric also was from the rag market. So you just never know when your fabrics that you purchase are going to come to fruition. And I always had in mind for that fabric that it would be a Stitchbird. I have never deviated from that. And that tends to be how I buy my fabric. I always buy my fabric with a project in mind. You'll almost never hear me say that I don't have something in mind for it. Otherwise I just find it, I don't want to have a huge fabric stash. I need to have a massive tidy out of my fabric stash, mostly because I've got some fabrics that I'm never going to use, having just said that I've always got a project for them. But my taste, I think, has changed a little bit, and so some of the fabrics I bought are just never going to be used. Or I bought some of those sort of bundle packs that came with fabric that I didn't know what it was, and that's more likely what's happened, is that I've been given a fabric, bought a fabric that I wasn't expecting, and therefore it's just not my style. Let's move on to the next project. I am so excited to share these with you. These are the Bramber trousers by the Sussex seamstress, and I appreciate that you cannot see any of the details in these trousers, which is a bit of a travesty. I kind of want to come in a little bit closer. These are amazing cargo trousers, so you can see the pockets there, and then you've got optional pockets everywhere. So this is a lovely patch pocket, very similar to the Lander pants actually, that particular patch pocket, which was lovely to do, and it's finished with a bias binding on the inside there. I think you can see that yet, so that's a really beautiful finish. You've got optional pockets here, nice big patch pockets, no finishing on, no closure on those, but it's not necessary. So you can just, sorry, they've been folded up here. But lovely patch pockets there. And then you've got optional patch pockets on back pockets here, which I obviously put on, which is lovely. And I've made these out of a denim. You've got a faux fly here, so this isn't an actual fly because they are elastic. You have to excuse I made an adjustment to the waistline. But yes, there's finish look. I haven't finished off my back seam, but that is the genius of these trousers, is that they are cargo trousers. You can make them in woven with an elasticated waist, no complicated closures, so you actually get a really lovely pair of cargo trousers. The bottoms are optionally, I suppose, but that's the design, is that they're folded up. So this is a really, really wearable, modern pair of modern style, if you like, but easy to make, easy to wear cargo trousers. I absolutely love them. So obviously let me put some photos in here. I must say thank you to Jane. She kindly provided me the pattern in exchange, with no obligation really, but I'd always exchange my view on her amazing patterns. So let me put some, hopefully I'm doing some twirling and I'm putting some photos in, because I do want to do justice to this amazing design. And she has got some very exciting patterns coming up. I can't tell you what they are, but amazing. And she's prolifically designing. And I will say, every time I make something from Jane at the Sussex seamstress, I learn something new. And every pattern that Jane releases comes with a sew along that is filmed by her. She's got the most relaxing voice known to man, and she's just, it's dreamy to watch her sewing. She does it at a beautiful pace, and anything that's complicated or a little bit different, she takes it takes you through it in such a beautiful way. And every time I make a pattern from Jane, I literally watch the sew along and make it along with her, which is just lovely. So I really love these. I have to confess, so all of Jane's patterns are really size inclusive, which is great. I cut these out, and my advice would be cut them out according to the largest size of your waist circumference, so your mid-drift, if you like. So I cut them out based on my waist and my hip measurements, which is as you should. And for whatever reason right now, my tummy is doing all sorts of different things, and so sometimes when I put these trousers on, they are a little tight across the tummy, because I'm suffering from bloating and things right now, which is super frustrating. So sometimes they're a little bit tighter than I would like them to be. And the genius of the trousers obviously is that they are pull-on, so therefore you need to make sure, in my view, that you make them according to the circumference of your body that is the largest around your midriff. I hope I've made sense with that. I just wanted you to be aware of that, as it's what's happened to me. And obviously because it's, if you're thinking what about the ratio between my hips and my waist, because it's elasticated, the elastic will do the cinching in for you. But I genuinely would love to make some more of these. I do assisted sewing at Little Miss So-and-so, and one of the lovely ladies is going to be sewing the Bramber trousers, and she's actually going to extend them to be full length, because these actually are 3/4 length, which you'll be able to see in the photo. But Jane, another amazing pattern. I just absolutely adore them, and I can't wait to make more, basically. Obviously I've got the tromplin trousers, which are cargo trousers too, but same design, so much simpler in Jane's design. Absolutely lovely. And our bob on. Do you know, and the other thing I love about them, as you can see in the picture, I'm sorry to keep talking about them, but they are amazing, is they're so slender. It's a really, really nice fit of pair of trousers. Just, it's lovely. In fact, I'm tempted, and I'm just sort of thinking to myself out loud, I need a pair of trousers for winter. The slimline effect of these trousers is incredibly flattering. So that's just given myself an idea. That's exciting. Let's go on to the next project. What's really frustrating about this one is that it's black, and therefore I'm not sure how much of the detail you're going to be able to see. I just changed the angle slightly because I was hoping to be able to see the pockets and things, but no. And that's the joy of working in landscape when you're filming in YouTube. So again, I'm going to have to put some photos in of this. But I know unboxings aren't everybody's thing. So if you've seen this Pona jacket by Helen's Closet before, it's because it's in the unboxing from Little Miss So-and-so, and this would be in the August unboxing. And I can just assure you really that if unboxings aren't your thing, I have changed tack a little bit on my unboxings, and I actually take you through the sewing journey, so the decision making, the cutting out, some of the sewing bits and pieces. So please do head on over to my Little Miss So-and-so unboxing for August, because this Pona jacket is in there, so you'll see more details of that. But I know it's not everybody's thing, and I like to share what I've been up to on my channel with you all. So let me put some photos in. I made the Pona jacket in this amazing, this is actually a whale cord by Little Miss So-and-so, from Little Miss So-and-so. Obviously it's black, and this jacket, wow, I have actually worn this a lot this week with our changing weather. I'm just going to sneeze, excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, suddenly woken up with a hay fever thing today, which is annoying. This comes with a number of options. You've got a crop length or you've got a full length, and I've gone for the sort of full length. I just noticed just how much whippet hair is on my jacket, which is a bit frustrating. Didn't spot that before. And it's got this lovely collar, which I hope you can see there. Yeah, you can see some of the details, and you'll be able to see it in the pictures. So I'm probably putting pictures over, and you can't see me looking at that at all. It came together really, really well, and quite quickly actually. You've got this lovely big wide facing on the inside, which is what helps to create this lovely collar effect. There are no closures on here. You've got big patch pockets on the front, which again you'll be able to see in the pictures. I've turned over my cuffs, but you don't need to. They're designed to be worn down. I just like mine slightly more rolled up. So if you've never made a jacket before, I would honestly say to you that this jacket is a great option. So you need something sort of mid-weight denim, a cord, a boiled wool, a sort of a slightly heavier weight fleece would be lovely. It comes together really well. You can make a belt for it if you wanted to, and sort of help with the enclosure, or I think you probably could put a snap in the middle, and that would really help if you wanted to have that closure. Over on the Helen's Closet website, there's actually details of how you can fully line the jacket. I chose not to. I've got a pretty intense project coming up from Maison Fauve, where I'm going to be making a beautiful trench coat, and that is going to be fully lined. So I'm going to leave my my coat lining. I didn't know about that project when this one came along, I hasten to add, but that's what my future holds. So I'm really, really pleased with this, and as I say, I've worn it lots. It is a really great transitional jacket, because at the moment you sort of dress for one type of weather in the morning, and by the afternoon it's something else. So this is a great throw-on jacket. I do hope you can see some details, but probably better in the footage or photos that I've put in. So I think that's everything. There is actually one more thing I've made, and that is an item from Maison Fauve, but I'm going to save that for a future video, if that's okay. Oh, let me talk about what I'm wearing. And I'm wearing the Avenir jumpsuit. So I'm going to stand up. So this is the Avenir jumpsuit by Friday Pattern Company. So you've got a lovely elasticated waist here. And then I made this out of a border print that I got from the rag market, which is why you've got this section here. If I sit down, I'll put some photos in. I hope I've got a full length photo of me, because I really worked hard on my pattern placement for this. So not only leaving this so if you imagine this was the bottom of the jersey, and also if I flash a leg at you, at the bottom of each leg there's also the same repeat there. I actually left the sleeves with the selvage on them because you've got that white band. Oh, not on that one, but anyway, I didn't hem or do anything. I didn't hem the sleeves or the bottom because of the pattern repeat and the border, but you don't need to because it's jersey. I really like this jumpsuit. The lovely Angela from Devon Threadtails was wearing the Avenir when we went to Goldthorpe Road earlier in the summer, and it was a pattern I think that had passed me by. And it's just really lovely. This neckline is genius. It's created, I don't want to knock my microphone too much. This is elastic, so if you're ever worried about how you get in and out of a jumpsuit like this, of all the jumpsuits I own, and that's a lot, this is by far the most comfortable to get in and out of, because this is super stretchy, as is the waistband. No hassle at all. Probably the quickest jumpsuit to get in and out of for the obvious natural breaks that I own. I absolutely love it. It's got giant pockets, like almost unnecessarily big pockets, but an absolute winner for me, and definitely will be making some more of these. Possibly in the winter. It does come with long sleeve, I was just going to say that off the top of my head, but also I quite like this, but I could gather that in or make it 3/4 length, but I really like it. And this jersey was an absolute steal. It was about £5 for 3 meters or something crazy like that. It was sort of draped across their counter, so I think it was a bit annoying that I bought the last piece of it. Did all right with the pattern placement there, didn't I? That's bang on in the middle. Purely coincidental. I'm just going to put that out there. It's probably cut on the fold. That's why that looks as if I pattern matched it. I did stitch down the elastic in the casing just to stop it from twisting about a bit, because that was Angela's advice for me on that. But let me put some photos in here. I hope these are the Oxford photos. I had a weekend away with my two best friends recently, and I chose to wear the Avenir as one of my day's outfits. And it's, yeah, when I see these pictures, I just think, oh wow, what a lovely weekend that was. So I've been very fortunate with a number of amazing events over the last few weeks. So I hope you enjoyed seeing that. Sadly, this is the last of the summer makes, isn't it? Did I say with the Esti set? I didn't actually. I'll go back to the Esti very briefly. I actually made a whole collection of Estis. Let me pop some pictures here. I've got 2 sets of Esti shorts and tops. I made obviously the white Esti set, which I think you'd seen before. I've already got the turquoise, which I did take on holiday and travelled in. I've got the black flowery set. So I think that's 5 sets of Estis. Oh, I don't know, who knows. Let me put some pictures on the screen here. But that has definitely been the make of my summer, and I love how I was able to reuse that pattern as many times as that. Fills me with joy. So let's leave it there for today. I have got some very, very exciting projects coming up. I love everything I make, as you know, and I do thoroughly enjoy doing it. But Maison Fauve is taking over my life, and I'm very, very happy to say that. As an ambassador, I've been provided with the patterns and some fabrics as well, and I am absolutely enjoying and loving making up their items. So if you follow me over on Instagram, there's actually some updates over on there and some photos of a very recent make which I'm looking at just there, and I'll share that with you next week, I should think, or maybe the week after, who knows. But take care everybody, and stay safe and well until next time. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Take care, bye.